Hello guys, so now it's the time for us to develop the backend in our PHP. Okay, we are now going to NetBeans development environment, and here we will have to create a new file, a new API, or a new protocol of code which will be responsible for inserting all the information into server. So I select a source file, right click, new PHP file, and I'm gonna load it post.php, or you can write something like post upload post. Excellent. And finish. Here we go. So I will start as usual from the comment. This file is responsible for uploading information into server. Okay, very good. So as you remember, the step number one is to receive all the information passed to current file. So we have got the three information which the user will be sending to the PHP protocol, which is ID of the current user, his text which he is writing, and the picture. Picture, it will be actually the blank one, so these two, user ID and the text. Picture, it will be automatically generated, and this will be inserted into database. ID is auto incremented, and date created auto incremented as well. So since you remember our upload image, here we are uploading or sending on the ID, and the type is the cover or image. Okay, very good. So in upload post, what we will do is we'll be receiving two parameters, which is a user ID and the text. So step number one is, as you remember, receive passed information. Okay, so I will check using the if statement, if then round brackets, and I'll open curly brackets in advance. Here we write if empty round brackets request square brackets quotation marks ID, or I will call it user ID if it is empty, and then we write or if empty or empty the round brackets, then in the round brackets dollar symbol underscore request, then open square brackets quotation marks, right here text. If these values are empty, then we want to show a message. Return square brackets here status equals to 400 semicolon, and the message we will write as well. Message in the square brackets and quotation marks equals to missing required information. Semicolon. Then we want to echo JSON encode return value. And that return means do not execute further. Okay. Since we have finished with the receiving information passed to current protocol, then we need to safely cast this information, which is parameters user ID and the text. Okay, here we will create user ID equals to HTML entities, and here we are accessing past ID. Dollar symbol underscore request in the square brackets, then quotation marks, will write user underscore ID semicolon. The same we're doing for the text as well. I create a new variable text equals to HTML entities, dollar symbol underscore request, square brackets and quotation marks. We write text. Okay, so this is a step number one, as you remember. Let me just guide you through of this. So here we are doing if statement. We're checking if the information passed to this file is not empty. So here we'll write if, that is if user ID passed to the server, this is how we access it, is empty, then show the status 400, write the text missing required information, throw it back to the user as a JSON, and return. Do not go further with the execution. Or if text passed to this file, this is how we catch it, is empty, then again execute this block of code and do not go further. Okay, so this was the step number 1, and we'll write step number 2, which is establish connection. As you remember, first of all, we need to access the access.php. We write require. Means the same like import or include. Require. We're going to secure folder in the quotation marks. Secure, then write / we write access.php. This is how we're accessing this, and we want to build it. I'll create a new variable, access equals to new, and we will construct it. If you remember how we were doing this, so this we will just write access, host will be in the quotation marks local host, user will be root, password will be empty, just a blank one, and name of the database will be FB, which states for the Facebook. That is the one. Very good. So after that, we want to establish connection. We go to the variable access, then we'll put arrow, connect, open and close round bracket. Okay, so this was step number 1. This is step number 2. And we are now will be going to the step number 3, which will be in charge of checking is there any file passed to current file or not. Okay, let me write for you comments here. Receive passed information if some of the values are empty, then return and do not execute the code further. Here, if or since this information are declared properly, then it will execute the code. This is a safe method of accessing or of casting received values. Okay, then we're establishing connection. Here we are including access PHP file. Here we are constructing access PHP file, and here we are launching the function from access PHP file to establish connection. Very good. So we will go now to the step 3. Step 3, check is the image uploaded or not. Means because the user can upload the post with or without the image. So we now need to check if the image is passed or not. Okay, we have already done this, so nonetheless, instead of just copy pasting the code, I'll write this protocol again. So first of all, we want to check if the image is set or not. If round brackets, then curly brackets, and in the round brackets we want to check if the file is set or not. We write is set, then in the round brackets we put a dollar symbol, files, round brackets, quotation marks, file. This $_ files will access the file which is about to be uploaded. If the file is set, and the second check will be if the size of the file is more than 1 KB, means is some valid file, and file and $_ files, square brackets, quotation marks, file, then we're accessing the size, square brackets, quotation marks, size is more than 1 KB, then go further. Check is the image selected or passed or not, and check the size of the file of the image to be uploaded. Here I'll write must be more than 1 KB. Okay, so it means some valid information. If everything fine, then we need to go to create a folder. What we want to do is here exam, in exam files, htdocs, where is this? FB. Here in the FB we want to create the same like Ava, want to create some folder which will be posts, and in this posts folder will be stored all the posts of the user. So this is what we want to do. Okay, so here we'll create a new variable folder which will have the absolute path, not URL link, guys, because the absolute path, URL link we need only to download the image. Absolute path we need to identify, indicate the path where the image will be pasted. Okay, folder equals question marks, then we write the absolute path applications, because XAMPP is in applications. That is the one. Then we need to go to XAMPP again, so applications slash XAMPP double P, then again slash, then we need to go XAMPP files. This is because it's a shortcut, so we're going to XAMPP files, then again slash, then we're going to htdocs, then we're going to fb slash fb. Then we will create a folder which will be posts, and slash again. In the posts folder we will create the same like for the Ava folder with the ID of the user, and this folder of dedicated, every user will be having a dedicated folder with the name of its of his own ID, and in this folder will be stored all the pictures he uploaded, posts, and here we want to create the folder with his user ID and semicolon. This will be looking like, I'll show you, like this, and let's say 22, which is ID of my Joseph. Okay, here we are declaring absolute path, or we are generating absolute path for every user with his absolute path and folder, absolute path for the folder or to the folder for every user with his unique ID. Okay, so then next what we want to do is, if this folder does not exist, if the user is uploading first time, then we want to create this folder. We write if, then round brackets, and here we write file underscore exist, which is a folder, equals false or is not exist, which is exclamation mark, which means false. Then we're opening the curly brackets and want to create the directory. To create this we need to write mk there folder, then comma permissions will be 0777. This is a web development permissions, and true. Oops, true, like this, semicolon. Here we are creating folder if it doesn't exist. Very good. So once the folder is created, we want to store in this file some image. We want now to store some file with the image. Okay, so now we will declare the path of the picture file to be stored in. Okay, this is a path will be equals to folder, then we will concatenate it with the slash again, then we'll put dot space, we write base name, then the name of the file, $files. Then let's access the file. Then let's access the name of the file. Dollar symbol, question, square brackets, then quotation marks, then we'll write name. Okay, so what this path to the file, I'll show you how this value will be looking like. It will look like this. This is 22 is the folder, and here let's say picture1.jpg. This is the absolute path to the file. This is the path to the file. Okay, this is the path to the file, or full path of the file. Very good. Now we need to upload this file. Move underscore uploaded file. Let's move uploaded file. Here we will write the name of the file, dollar symbol underscore files, then round brackets quotation mark file, then we'll access the name of this file, square brackets quotation marks tmp underscore name, temporary name, and we will store it directly in the path. Okay. And this function with the semicolon will upload the file, but we want to check if the file uploaded successfully, then show some message. If it is not, then again show some message. Okay, so I'll delete the semicolon, and here we'll write if input move upload file in the round brackets, then open a curly brackets. So if the file uploaded successfully, it will execute whatever is inside this of this brackets, and I'll put here else as well. So if file is uploaded successfully, then do something else, which means or do something as well. Okay, so if the file is uploaded, I want to store some URL to this image view. I want to store it in the database, so it means I want to generate the URL for absolute path. Okay, so for that one here we'll write one good thing will be in the step number 1 we're having user ID text, and here we'll create a new one, picture, which is just the empty or blank string. This will be just a blank string. Okay, so here now we will in move uploaded file. If the file is generated successfully, here we will update our pictures path. Okay, we write pic equals to let me write picture like this. Picture here, and equals to in quotation marks we'll write http colon slash slash localhost slash fb slash posts. This is very important, guys. This must be very valid one. Okay, so make sure http colon slash slash localhost slash fb, then we'll have a posts file. Let's create it. Posts. Here we go. Okay, now we can navigate to the posts file. Very good. And in this posts file, we need to go to the user, which will be, let's say, 22 here, the same as for the cover or Ava, slash, and then we'll concatenate the ID of the current user, user ID, then we'll concatenate it again with the slash, and after that we will concatenate it with the name of the file uploaded $symbol underscore files, we're accessing the file in the square brackets and quotation marks, and then we're accessing the name, square brackets and quotation marks, name. Okay, that one, how it will look like, it will look like this. HTTP, let me write it here for you. Posts, then 22 user ID, then comes the slash, then the file name, let's say picture1.jpg. This is how this URL will be looking like. Okay, so here we are creating URL link to the image uploaded. In case if it is not generated successfully, then there's gonna be a quite big problem. It was a joke, there will be no problems. So yeah, and what we will do is we will JSON uploaded file. Here we'll just JSON this. Return square brackets question marks, we'll write picture equals to picture. So want to throw back the URL to the file. And if it is not uploaded successfully, then we'll throw a message, return. Everything went fine, so I will name it file message, not a message. Return file message equals to, in question marks we write could not upload the file and the semicolon. Or you can write the picture to be more specific. And here we go. So this is if the file is passed to or sent to current PHP. If it is not sent, we can keep the same picture blank, but it's actually not necessary at all. So after that, since we have uploaded the file to our server, we will have to update all the information on our database. So let's go and do this.